like to introduce the SM120, Digi's latest innovation in retail labelling scales. A scale which we believe has revolutionised the labelling process through their use of linerless label and the auto-cut feature. A couple of the big supermarket chains in the UK currently use Digi scales, and having realised its potential are currently evaluating this new model. The SM120 comes in three different versions. The SM120B or bench version, which incorporates the screen into the keyboard and has 32 preset keys. The SM120P or pole version, which has a customer-facing pole display and 56 preset keys. And last but not least is the SM120EV or elevated version of the scale. This is a double body scale and has an adjustable keyboard which is high up on this version, making it the best seller in the UK market. Across the Digi range, you can toggle up to 3 products on the same preset key, so you may have hot or cold, or a small, medium and large item, or different items for the same family, for example rump, sirloin or fillet steak. So what makes this scale stand out from the others on the market? The first thing that you notice about the scale is its looks. Digi are moving away from the old-fashioned white scales and are using an ultra-modern grey. Digi are well known in the industry for making extremely high-grade products. Many of the raw materials used in the SM120 are the same as those used to build aeroplanes. The unique selling point of these scales is definitely the label. They produce an ultra-modern looking waterproof label. There is no serrated edge, and these labels are cut cleanly. Instead of being limited to a pre-formatted label, these scales have an auto-cutter guillotine system, so the label is cut to the exact size you need. The scale can produce labels between a tiny 27mm and a huge 220mm in length. Previously, if you had a lot of ingredients and allergy information on one item and very little for another, then you would have been constrained to a large label, resulting in a lot of wasted space on the label with less information. Now you can use as much label as you need, reducing waste. Because the SM120 labels are linerless, there is no longer liner to discard, which makes them more user-friendly and environmentally friendly than scales which have pre-formatted linered labels. Additionally, there is no liner, so you get twice as much label on each roll, specifically 65 meters rather than 30 meters as you get on traditional labels with liner. As well as white labels, Digi offer a transparent linerless label which can be used to label high value items such as a fillet steak, where it's important that the customer can see the products through the label. From a dealer's point of view, there is only one blank label to stock rather than numerous different colours, shapes and sizes. Changing the rollover couldn't be easier and can be completed in a matter of seconds, similar to the way that you would change the rollover on a cash register. The scale can produce the standard 13-digit EAN price embedded barcodes, but also supports 2D barcode feature. 1D barcode supports EAN 13, ITF 18, code 128, etc. etc. As well as labelling individual items, Digi scales can be used in pre-pack mode for numerous items. All Digi labelling scales can support a cash drawer and scanner, and therefore can be used as a cash register which can produce a receipt, as well as a weighing and label printing scale. Each model in the Digi range comes in 3 different versions: 6kg, 15kg and 30kg. The smallest being 6, which measures up to 3kg in increments of 1 gram, and then from 3 to 6kg in 2 gram increments. There are then the 15 version of the scale, which measures up to 6kg in 2 gram increments and 6 to 15 in 5 gram increments. And then the 30kg version of the scale, which measures 0 to 15kg in 5 gram increments and 15 to 30 in 10 gram increments. In addition to a choice of load cell, Digi offer a larger platter option should the user require it. We also provide a range of scoops for sweets, veg, fish, or a funnel-like scoop which is used for tea and coffee. Through easy standard network cabling, up to 5 scales can be networked together. This is extremely useful for price changes and also for the floating Clark function, enabling users to start a transaction on one scale and then pick it up and finish it on another. In the diagram, 2 scales are in the fresh meat section, 1 is on the fish counter and 2 are in the cooked meat deli counter. Legally, cashiers must wash their hands between serving fresh meat and cooked meat, so it is extremely useful to be able to start a transaction on one scale in one part of the shop and conclude it in another. Scrolling messages are very easy to set up and a good way of making customers aware of special offers. The SM120 supports various money-off promotions and price breaks. For example, chicken could be £8 per kilo, but as soon as you hit the 2 kilo mark, it could be reduced to £7. In register mode, there are 4 preset vendors, but you can add up to 99. The scale can provide you with a daily report on a till roll at the end of the day, letting you know how much money has been taken in total and by individual vendors. With regards to programming, you have a choice of 3 options. The first is to program the scale directly on the scale itself using an alpha key sheet. This method is recommended for users with a small amount of information on items, but can be time consuming. The second is to use the free software called @Label Lite. This can be downloaded from following this link on screen now. The software is comprehensive and extremely user-friendly. The vast majority of our customers will use the free @Label Lite to program the SM120. However, it has to be noted that @Label Lite does not have remote firmware update, remote component diagnosis, or remote spec settings. If you do require these features, then you will need to use @Label, the full-fat cloud-based version. This is charged on a subscription basis and can be used to monitor and maintain a large number of scales in multiple stores across a network. Just to recap, the benefit of using this software over @Label Lite are remote fault detection, to extract detailed sales data and reports, and the facility to monitor and make changes to multiple scales at a time over multiple stores. The wide variety of information used in labels, such as product names, barcodes, raw materials, content weight, storage instructions and allergen information can be entered and verified at the head office and then distributed to various locations. The data is then automatically loaded at shops when labellers are powered on. This means that locations no longer need to enter data or manage master data, reducing the preparation time of supervisors and allowing them to devote effort to production or sales. When products are to be discontinued, label content can be easily changed. Labels can also be issued in a timely manner for items that require frequent relabelling, such as seasonal side dishes. Information that has to be conveyed in food labels is growing in complexity. Mandatory information requirements are increasing, and customers have an intense interest in the safety and reliability of food items. Errors in label representation, even unintentional, can quickly become common knowledge over the internet and possibly lead to compensation claims. By centrally managing label data at the head office, the possibility of on-site errors and omissions can be eliminated, and label content can be accurately and securely conveyed to all sites at once. @Label Lite can be used for programming of products, images, special messages, allergens, barcode formats, also easy to use free format label creation, which is intelligent enough to toggle between weighed items and preset item labels. @Label Lite uses an SQL database and loads as part of the installation a database management tool handy for backing up each customer's data as a separate file. The label formats can also be backed up and restored separately, meaning that once you have created one, you can use it for multiple customers if you choose to. So in conclusion, the price is right, the product is right, the brand name is there, the support is in place, the quality is high, the programming is easy, and the USP, i.e. the label, is innovative. If you are a scale dealer and would like to stock Digi products, then you can contact me using the information on screen. If you are an end user that has stumbled across this video and would like more prices or a little more information on this scale, then please feel free to contact us and we will put you in touch with your local Digi scales dealer.